Okay, what I wanted to do is continue on with how I find areas to search. And so basically, once you're done with the audio, or while you're working the audio trail, putting out audio sensors, recorders, you need to start watching the sides of the roads as you drive in and out, as you walk, and on the trails and so forth, for any sign. And I'll show you some areas here shortly of the typical type of stuff that most people just drive right on by in a hurry to get somewhere, but they don't realize that there's ways and means of checking if there's wildlife in the area. There's usually a record that's left that tells you what's been in the area, and that's alongside the roads where the graders have graded up soft dirt, or where the water has washed down and left soft sand or something, and the Bigfoot has used the area to either traverse the road or cross over into the other section. I mean, they do have to cross the road somewhere, and so those footprints are waiting out there to be seen. My advice is slow down, take it easy, and watch for prints. This area right in here is a really good area. Notice the rock chips on top of the rock there. Looks like someone or something was making something sharp in order to cut something. Now, don't always assume that a human has been doing this. It could possibly be something or a tool that the Bigfoot has been using. So pay attention to small finds like these rock shards. It's a little scrubby, but there's acorns everywhere in here. These are old acorn trees that is a good source of food, and I've been finding lots of green acorns on the ground. So, and then I noticed this tree right here. That's the limbs are kind of stripped off of it, and it's broken at about 8 feet off the ground. That is very, very typical of a Bigfoot marker. And I think what they're doing here is it's a marker of territory where they pick a tree out about that size. They climb up the tree using hands and feet up to a certain spot, and then they use their feet as a focal point and pull with their arms and snap the tree. And of course, the bigger the tree, the more powerful, or the more macho. And the closer to the ground, of course, the bigger the tree, or the more macho. And so it's a kind of used as a display, saying, I'm here and I'm this big, don't want to mess with me. Okay, it didn't seem to be anything of significance. Didn't see any trails, didn't hear anything. Those birds, that's the thing about paying attention to the wildlife. It could be anything. It could be a deer or an elk or a bear moving through the area that rouses them up, and it's just an indicator or an alert saying something's there. Pay attention to the birds, pay attention to the wildlife. They'll usually let you know if something's going on. This is the typical type of soft dirt that I was telling you about. You can see different footprints in it now. Those look like they're probably dog or coyote, or maybe wolf, small wolf maybe. But you can even see tire tracks on it where people have pulled over to the side. But this, basically they'll step on the high ground and then take a step down into the soft stuff. And you'll see a mark up here on the high ground, and then of course you'll see the footprints down below. And what you do is you look for openings like this right here, where they can kind of stand in the bushes and look up and down the road, and then they cross the road. So just an example. And then a lot of times the bladers that maintain the road, if they ever do blade it, they'll cut these little side places where the water can drain off, but that's not a very good example. I'll show you a better one later. Okay, back to choosing the area. After you've determined that there may be something in the area through the tracks and through your audio, that's when you start breaking out the game cameras and so forth. You know, that's when you start getting down and doing the actual research and looking for trails and hair and other signs, you know, like nests or hunting ambush points or anything like that. That's when you start getting to the nitty-gritty. In my talking about how I look for Bigfoot and how I try to track him down, I'm not really trying to make it sound like I'm the big know-it-all or the big expert, because I'm not really. However, I am very familiar with hunting techniques. I was an avid hunter. You know, I would hunt almost anything I could get a license or a tag for. So I've done my share of hunting and so forth. But when I talk about, you know, the techniques that I use and stuff like that, these are just merely suggestions. You know, you do what works for you. I have found that coming to a place like this and just sitting down and listening, the forest comes alive. Right now it seems rather dead because everything froze when my presence was known. And so now they're all, you know, everything from squirrels to, you know, whatever is hiding or being quiet. But I sit here for 20 minutes and things will start moving. You know, squirrels will come down out of the trees, the birds will start chirping and stuff like that. So anyway, this is a very pretty place to come and sit and reflect. One thing I have learned is that large groups of researchers is not the way to go. You know, I thought that by spreading out you would be able to like cover more territory and get more clues and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily the case. I think when you're either by yourself or you have a partner, you have better luck. So, and I think that's because you're not as intimidating. This is a good example of soft dirt alongside the road. You can see two prints there. They look like they're elk, and then up here just a little bit further, it looks like maybe a small deer or maybe javelina. But you know, it's soft dirt all the way down through there and so forth, and you know, they really don't like stepping on rocks, so they're going to step on the soft dirt, and that gives you an indication that's what's been down through this little arroyo. This is another good example of soft dirt right alongside the road. It's got prints up through it. Looks like elk. And then, sorry, it's a little bouncy here, but you know, there's another little soft area right into here. So you always want to watch for these areas to be able to see if there's any foot traffic coming through. Highways are also a good spot to check out soft spots, you know, stuff like that. This is like a fresh new mat, just waiting for footprints to be put in it. Don't see any, but it's a good example. So the thing is you want to stop from time to time. You know, you don't have to go tearing down the road as fast as you can to get someplace. Take your time. Go slow. If people come up from behind you or want to pass you, let them pass. But, you know, check out these soft spots. I see more prints down there. Those look like mostly elk. So this right here is probably a very good elk crossing. So